tutorial, I will show you how to install WordPress into your hosting account. But before we get started, there are two things that you will need to do first. The first one is to upload all of the WordPress files into the appropriate folder in your hosting account. And the second thing is to have created a database as well, which is getting ready to be used for the WordPress installation. So if you've already done those two things, we'll get started by going to the browser. And in the URL field, I'm going to enter in my domain name and hit enter. And now the first page that comes up from WordPress is telling us that we need to create a configuration file. So I'll just click on this button and WordPress will do so automatically for me. On this page, it's letting me know that I need to have all of my database information ready. Now this is the information that I would have used when creating the database originally. Click on the Let's Go button. And now this is where I enter in all of the database information. So the database name, I start off by entering my hosting account username, followed by an underscore, followed by the name that I gave my database when I created it. Next is the username, and this is going to work in a similar fashion. I'm going to enter my hosting account username, followed by an underscore, and then the username that I gave for that database. Next is the password. And the next field here is the database host, and it's already pre-filled in with localhost, and that's something that you can leave as is. The next field is the table prefix. You can leave that as is as well. Technically, if you wanted to, you could replace the WP with something else, but we'll just go with the default. And next we'll click on submit. And it says everything looks good so far. If I would have made an error in the previous screen, then it would have let me know that something is wrong, it can't connect to the database, and I would have had the option to go and re-enter the information again. But everything went well, so I'll click on Run the Install. And now it's asking for some information regarding my website. So we'll start with the very first field, and that is the site title. And this is just the name of my website. And now I get to create a user account for my WordPress installation. I'll start off with giving it a username. And next I'll enter in the password, and I'll need to do that twice just to confirm that I didn't put in a typo. And finally, I'll enter in my email address. And the privacy checkbox is checked by default. I prefer to turn it off. Because my website has not been finished yet, it's just going to have a basic WordPress template when it's first created. I don't want the search engines to see that and then to index it and start to send traffic my way. So I'm going to turn that off for now. I will have the opportunity later on to turn that back on once my website is ready to be shown publicly. And the next step is going to be to install WordPress. So I've got a success message, which is always good. And the very next step would be then to log in. And when I click on that, I'll be taken to the login screen. And here we are at the login screen. So the entire installation has now been successfully completed. WordPress is now installed on my website. And I could now continue on by logging in, or I could go and view what the website looks like on the front end. So you now know how to install WordPress onto your website hosting account.